All right, good morning. Today is Monday, August 19th, 2019. Welcome to the Sweet Talk. I am your host, Kim Matina. Today, I want to go over a few updates with you. Google for Education has released many updates for the upcoming school year, and I think it's important to go over a few of those updates with you so that um, you know you're not surprised with things that look different. So what I'd like to do first is go over CS First, which is Google's computer science curriculum. If you follow me, you know I am passionate about computer science, and I am part of the CS First team. And I really want to bring these updates to you because the interface looks totally different for the better. I think they improved it to make it more user friendly, and it gives a lot more stats on progress for students. So I'm glad to see that the team is actually improving and listening to the users and implementing those changes as well. So I'm going to go over the CS First as a teacher, and then I'm going to also show you how it works as a student so that you can actually see the differences in both sides with the application. So I'm using Zoom again, so I'm hoping that this works. Um, so I had to join as another user into this session so that I can show you how CS First works as a student. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. And right now I am at the CS First website. If you go to CS First, cs-first.com, it will come up to this website. And this is actually a refreshed look of what the old version used to look like. The team really did a nice job in implementing a lot of new features and just making it a little bit more user friendly. So when you first come here as a teacher, what I'm going to have you do is click on the sign in button. And when you sign in, it prompts you right away whether you're a student or a teacher. So you're going to click I'm a teacher and then authorize your account so that CS First can access your account. And once that comes up, you'll see a whole new dashboard here. And it kind of looks like Google Classroom a little bit. So you have your class cards here that gives you, your different classes that you created for your different classes throughout the school year. And this is your class card page or your dashboard. And on the left side, you have a create class button. So I can click create class. I can give it a class name. So let's just do TST demo 2. I can specify a class color, hit create, and now my class appears in the dashboard. I have a class code here, and it also tells me how many students are signed in and what activities are current right in the dashboard, which is nice. So if I click on this class card, I'm going to actually come to another screen where I can add activities to the class. So if I wanted to add an activity, there's a button here that says add activities. So I'm going to click on that button, and you're going to come up to the curriculum piece of the CS First where you used to have the clubs. Well, now it's called an activity, and you can simply add activities right to your class. And as a side note, I just want to show you that CS First did add new activities. This one is called characterization, and it supports ELA. And another activity is called interactive presentation, and it also supports ELA. And it gives you a basic level of the activity, about how long it's going to take, and a little description of it. And you can also view the activity if I wanted to, so you can actually get a little bit more information about it, see what it's about. It gives you about, the steps that you need to get started with a video and an activity and a survey and a wrap up. So that format is still the same as the old version, but the layout of it is very nice. So I can actually go back into the curriculum and I can select the different activities. If I wanted to add this to my class, I can simply just click add to class. And that activity will be added into a specific class that I select here from this prompt. So I'm going to select, right now I'm being prompted with the classes that I created in my CS First dashboard. So I'm going to just simply select the class that I want and hit add to class. And I'm going to hit view curriculum now that my activity was added, because what I want to do next is I want to show you how you can view the materials. So if I click on another activity, just say it's interactive presentation, I'm going to click view. And sometimes teachers, they want the printed materials from Google, and if you do opt in for that, Google will send you stickers and certificates and lesson plans, solution manuals for the activity. It'll be a basic kit similar to what it was before. But if you don't want to opt in for the printed materials, you can actually view them online. So if you click on the material tab here, you can go in and you can see everything here that they would send you. And I know they're repackaging the printed material box that they send you. So it may look a little different. It may not have everything that it had last time in it, but they will definitely send you a box if you sign up for a box. But you can certainly print out your own materials here as well. You can print out the lesson plans here. You can print out the getting started guide. And everything is in Google Docs. You can certainly add it to your drive and view it whenever you need to. But it's just a nice way to go green, so you don't have to print out the materials if you didn't want to. So you can print out the community board, you can download it, and you have a student roster here as well that you can download. So those are the materials that you can get to online. So if you don't get the box and you ordered it, don't panic. You can still access the materials online and work with your classes throughout CS First. So that's a nice upgrade to the dashboard. So I can go through again and I can, go through all the different activities here. And it gives you the level, the time, and how many activities are in the actual activity part. And then it breaks it down into multi-day activities. So for example, music and sound has 8 activities within it. So it breaks it down so that you can kind of see how long it would take the students to complete. So I'm going to add music and sound to my class. I click add to class. I select my class from my drop down here. And right here it's asking me, how would you like to receive your music and sound materials? You can select I'll print my own, or I want to order a free kit. So if I click I want to order a free kit and I want to preview what's in the kit, it says there's an educator starter guide, there's stickers, there's certificates, and there's a poster in there as well. And there's 50 certificates. So it's prompting you to insert your or type in your shipping address, and then you can order the materials for that kit. But I'm going to select I'll print my own, and the activity has been added, and now I can view the class. So it's very easy to add activities into a class in CS First. And once I go back into my class, I can see that I have a summary graph here, or progress here, for each activity. So I can see how many students completed the activity, or where they're at here. I can view progress details, and I can actually go in and see the class roster of students and where they are in this particular activity. And right down here, there's a legend. So the legend actually gives you what the icons mean and what the indicators mean. So this is a really nice, this is totally different, and it's a really nice interface, and it gives teachers more information of where their students are in the activity. So that's progress summary and progress details. Another way that you can, that I want to go over in the teacher dashboard, is you can select here on the left side, you have activities, and then you have students. So if I click on students, it really gives you information on how the students can get to your class. So it gives you directions, and then that way you can instruct them to follow the directions here. Excuse me. If you have a co-teacher, this is new. Co-teachers can join your class as well, and they can join your class and insert your teacher code. So each class will have its own specific teacher code for CS First, which is nice as well. I can come up to the header here, and I can rename the class if I wanted to, and change the class color. But remember, here's the class code. So this class code is familiar if you're using Google Classroom. So this is nice that it's consistent with Google Classroom and other apps that are using this type of feature to allow students to join, because it just makes it more consistent with across the board for students. So right now I'm back to my teacher dashboard, and you can see here I have, a few classes here, and I don't have any students in my Demo 2 class. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to a student view. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to go over to my other Chromebook. And I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so right now I am sharing my screen as a student. And actually it would have helped if I got the code for the student to join. So let me go back. Let me stop sharing my screen. Hold on. And I'm going to go back into my teacher mode, and I have to get the code for my class for my students to join. So I'm going to write the code down. All right, now I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to go back into my student account. All right, so now you can see here I am in my student account, and I'm sharing my screen. So I'm going to sign in, and when students sign in, they get the same screen. They get prompted as whether they're a student or a teacher. So obviously they're going to click on student. And for new students joining a class, they're going to enter the class code. If they already have an account, then, and they're already joined your class, then they're just going to type in their username and password on the right side. So right here, I'm going to put in my class code. And I'm going to click next. and it's confirming that this is the class I want to join. So I'm going to click yes. And right here it's asking me, do I need a CS First username and password? Well, if you already created one, you don't need one. Obviously, you would be on the other side of the screen where it says return in students. But for this example, I'm going to click yes, I need one. And right here, it gives me a random username and password, just like it did before. So that didn't change. So I'm going to write this down. Okay. And it's prompting the student with a checkbox that you wrote down your username and password. And once you click on the checkbox, you click sign in. And now the student is going to automatically be enrolled in your class. So the student is enrolled in my TST Demo 2 class, and the student can see the activities that I assigned to the class. So if I click on characterization, the student's going to be able to start the activity here, and the student's going to be able to see an overview, basically how long it's going to take to complete this activity, and the student can then start. So this is a really nice overview of how a student can get into CS First and how they can complete the activity as well. I really like the layout. I find that it's very clean. It's easy to follow, and the students are a little bit more directed to where they need to be. As same as before, they can click on the toolbar up here up at the top, and they can go to activity and badges, and they can see different activities that they're in or that they had completed. So that really didn't change either. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen as a student, and I'm going to go back in as a teacher. All right, and basically that's it. So I showed you how to create a class as a teacher. I showed you how, let me refresh my screen. I showed you how you can add activities to the class. I showed you how a student can join your class and begin the activities. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you that you, as I would recommend in CS First, when you go into your class and you click on your students in your student list or your student roster, what I would definitely recommend is right here in your student roster is that you insert your student's name here. So you would have to take a roll call of who was assigned to a specific username, and you would have to insert their name here in your dashboard, in your student roster. And this is going to help you determine, you know, when you're looking at progress and the progress details, which student is doing what according to their username, because you're not going to remember the usernames, you're going to remember their actual names. So I highly recommend that as your students join your class, that you come into the class roster and you just put in their first name and maybe their last, the first letter of their last name as well. And then look at over here, you can actually go into their Scratch profile. So if there was something that this person did, I can click on this and it'll open up their Scratch profile, and then I can see their projects in here as well. And if I click on the three-dot menu, I can remove this student from the class. So you have some more flexibility here as well with this menu, and actually more flexibility with seeing the projects in their Scratch profile as well. So this is a really nice improvement, I feel, to CS First. I think that it's more, it's utilized well, it's laid out nicely, it's clean, things are just easier to find, and I like that it's consistent with the class cards, like with Google Classroom, what Google Classroom has as well. If I wanted to, I can reorder my cards on my dashboard, and I can also archive the class as well. So if I click on the three-dot menu on the class card and I hit archive, it's going to archive the class, and you can see here on the left side I have an option for archive classes, and they will show up here. So this is very similar workflow again to Google Classroom. You can also leave the team feedback by clicking on the send feedback button here at the bottom. And this is very similar. This is about the same interface, sending feedback to the team. This is the same as Google Classroom as well. So you can describe your issue or your idea here, attach a screenshot to it and send it, and the CS First team will definitely see that and review it as well. So there's a lot of similarities here with Google Classroom, and I really like that they did put that in there, so it gives the teachers a little bit more comfort with the change in the interface. And you know, you can go into join a class. The teacher here, if I was co-teaching with another teacher, I can insert that teacher code in here, and that code is given to me by the primary teacher, and now I can co-teach with someone. And I can also go in through my profile as well and change or modify any of this information here if I wanted to. So this is a really nice update to CS First. I'm really happy with it. I really think they did an awesome job with it. Yes, CS First, yay. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are all great there. And I know that I'll be utilizing this again this school year. So that was CS First. And I wanted to go over that with you because that was a major, major update that they came out with. Another thing that I want to go over with you is Google Expeditions. So Google Expeditions is now available on the web. So if you have a Chromebook that is enabled to the Google Play Store, you can actually download the app to that Chromebook, and you can view tours or guide tours right from your Chromebook now, which is nice. So let me say that again. So if you have Chromebooks that are accessible to the Android Play Store, which is the Google Play Store, all you have to do is download the Google Expedition app to those devices, and your students can view Google Expeditions, join your tour. You can guide a tour right from your Chromebook. So you really don't need like a mobile device anymore to view the tour. Keep in mind that you're not going to be able to use, you know, the Viewmasters or the viewers, but if you do have touch screen Chromebooks that are enabled to the Google Play Store, you'll be able to experience the tour in VR. So if I wanted to, right now I'm on the app because I'm on a Chromebook that is Android enabled. And if I wanted to, let's see, go to the Declaration of Independence, I can download to view it. And you can see here it's downloading the tour to my device. And I can either view it, I can view it in VR, or I can guide it. So it's basically the same thing as if you were using a mobile device. Instead, I'm just using my Chromebook. So if I just click view, I can actually, you know, go through the tour and view it in VR mode. So you can see that I'm able to view it. I can pan around, I can zoom in, I can zoom out of this as well. And I can read the cards here. I can go to specific points of interest on here as well and read about it. So the functionality is really the same. It's just that I'm able to do this now on a Chromebook that is enabled to the Android Play Store. Another thing that I wanted to show you is if I go back Let's see. If I click on, let's see, view in VR, I don't know if it's going to show. Let's see. So if I view it in VR, I can actually click on, I hope you heard that. So what it's doing is when I view it in VR, I get the same class cards or for the points of interest. But what's nice about it is that I can actually narrate, so the students can listen to the class card. They don't have to read it. The narration will read that description to the student. It also allows the student to get information about the scene. I can change the scene right from this prompt here, and I can also listen to ambient sounds as well. So you have to, this is a really nice feature if you're viewing through VR. I really like this because some students, they get turned off by all the reading that they do, and to have the narration feature here, I think is priceless. So I really think this is going to benefit a lot of students. So this is nice to have. This is actually a nice feature to have within the tour. And again, you can guide students as well as same as before on your mobile device. So the functionality here really didn't change. It's just that Google Expeditions now can run on Android app-enabled Chromebooks. So that was one of the nice features that came out for back to school. Another thing that came out for back to school, and it just recently came out, was the ability to add a new font in Google Docs. So if I go into Google Docs, so Google created a new font called Lexend, which basically focuses on students that have dyslexic. So if you click on the font drop down and you click on more fonts and you search for Lexend, Lexend, you'll see here there's a ton of different styles here. So there's about 7 styles of the Lexend font. And basically it's supposed to help improve the speed and fluency of the information for the reader. So the font is basically, there's more spaces in between the letters, and it's easier on the eye. So if I select one of these fonts here and I click OK, the font will be selected from my drop down, and it will always live as an option in my font menu. So once I add it, it'll always be available to me, forever until I remove it from my font choices. So now, if I type this in, you can see that the demo, the text is being reflected to the new font. And that little difference can make a huge impact on students being successful or not in your classroom. So I wanted to share that with you. And the last thing that I wanted to share with you was
Google Classroom is running a new beta now for Rubrics. So Rubrics is going to be available for beta, and it's going to allow you to add a rubric directly into an assignment. So you can build your rubric right from your assignment in Google Classroom. So where is it located at? Well, it's located when you create an assignment. When you create an assignment, there'll be a button that'll say Create Rubrics, and you can click on that button and it'll come up with a grid, and you can add your categories in there, you can add your points for your categories, and you can add your expectations, and you can add your descriptions. So it gives you all of that, and it's all built in right within the assignment. So that's in beta, and if you wanted to sign up for the beta, I will definitely leave the link in the Wakelet show notes for you. But if you want to sign up for it, you would have to, let me share my screen again. You can always go to gsuiteupdates.googleblog.com, and you can see here that it gives you information about it, and right here it'll allow you to apply for beta. So this is something that you would have to discuss with your school Google admin as well. And that's it for today. I know there's so many updates that came out, and you know they're just continuing to come out with a lot more, but I thought that these four topics that I went over, I thought they were important, especially with the CS first, because a lot of that did change. But until next time, I hope you found this podcast, this episode helpful. If you can, I am having, let me share my screen. I am having a promo for Screencastify. So if you go to my website, which is thesweettalk.com, and on the home page, you're going to see here that I have a Screencastify back to school promo. And all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, which the link is right here, and fill out this contact form for me. So there's a link here, and there's links here on the side that you can use. I would highly recommend that you take advantage of this promo, because Screencastify is nice enough to give me a 30-day premium trial promo code for you guys. So it's gonna be free. You'll be able to use the premium features of Screencastify for free. So just sign up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, thesweettalk.com, and you'll see all of the links on my homepage, and then fill out the contact form for me so that I can email you the promo code for the Sweet Talk. And that's it. You can also find past episodes on the episode and podcast list page. You can see all of the different links here that I have from past episodes. The YouTube link and the Wakelet show notes is here as well. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel or my podcast, simply click on the schedule on the subscribe page, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can certainly join the Facebook group as well. And I also have a mailing list here, and I'm on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, and Google Podcasts as well. So that's it for today. I hope that you found this episode helpful. And until next time, have a great day. Bye.